Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. This is the daily forecast for the Greater Collective for Monday, August 17th. If you are seeing this on a date that's not that date, it's still a good message. It's still for the highest good of the Greater Collective, so whenever you're seeing it is when you're supposed to be seeing it. Just trust that with any of my videos. I kind of intend for that to happen. So don't worry if you're off by a day or if this is showing up in your autoplay feature. If you want to support the channel, you can always go to patreon.com, pick up a subscription and see the daily forecast a day early, or you can book a private reading with me through my Facebook business page. Please like and share the video, leave me a comment if you feel so inclined. All of that is forms of support that I greatly appreciate. All right, let's get into this. I felt like this week's video for Sunday, which aired yesterday, feels a bit like we're laying some sort of foundation this week for some plans. I don't know why, it's just sort of the way that I was feeling, like sort of getting things into a position to launch. It's the best way I can describe it. So we're going to see what rolls out this week and see what the cards have to show us. You guys are going to have to apply it specific to where it belongs in your life. Take what you need and leave the rest. If it doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. Don't worry. It's not like it's a bad thing. You might just be on a different trajectory, okay? So don't be stressed if this reading doesn't sort of feel or resonate. But ideally it should. I try and keep them broad in the spectrum so that they reach as many as possible. Alright, so let's see what we got going on. What do we do now? Oh wow, okay, so we've got the High Priestess. So she's Major Arcana. She's the second card of the deck, technically the third because the Fool is 0. But the High Priestess is associated with the sign of Pisces, highly intuitive, very much secretive, very much feminine empowered. So we're talking about sort of the more psychic senses, the more intuitive senses. I love that she has all of the sort of attributes around her. You see the sword, the wand, the cup, the pentacle. She has access to all of that. She's like sort of the counterpart, the feminine counterpart to the magician. I tend to think that she's a little bit more psychic in a way than say the magician. The magician actually like produces physical magic, right? It's about sort of the action of creation and the ability to do that. The High Priestess, she sort of, I don't want to say lurks in the background, but she kind of like dwells in the more ephemeral or untouchable stuff. So I think that today, the reason why this card shows up for us today is I think that we've got to remember that we have that Four of Pentacles underneath, right? That Four of Pentacles is a very sort of practical card. Almost a little bit, not withdrawn, but like sort of, there's a focus on rigidity with that Four of Pentacles. And I think that part of the reason why we're trying to keep that stability and that groundedness is because we have this High Priestess energy that we can work with today, right? So the way that I want to talk about this is that it feels to me like there's a balance between the two. Like we need to sort of stay grounded and stay focused on our goals. And then we need to tap into our intuition of this High Priestess card and start to reveal to ourselves, maybe not necessarily to other people. That would be sort of the secrets aspect of this card. Reveal to ourselves at a deeper level what it is we want, and then start listening to our intuition or our higher self about how to go about getting that, right? The High Priestess to me is about our own intuition and trusting that. This isn't about like the opinions of others. This is about our own internal dialogue, the deepest of internal dialogues, accessing that and like understanding that conversation that we have going on within us and empowering it to kind of come through and push us forward. Does that make sense? The frugalness that we have in that Four of Pentacles might be exactly that, keeping some of our more, I don't want to say deeper, darker, because I don't feel like there's a darkness to this High Priestess. I feel like there is a strong desire here at a very deep level of what it is that we want and how we want to go there or how we want to get there. And we might be a little bit afraid of it, right? That might be some of the fear that we feel in the Four of Pentacles. And also there's a little bit of unknown to the High Priestess, right? So I think that this is about trusting on knowing. I like that we have this sort of white light coming out of what I think is this crow's crown chakra, right? And to me, it feels like it's flooding over the body of the crow. It's this awareness, this knowing of what it is that we want and sort of carrying that into the future. We don't necessarily maybe share this with everybody. That would be the secretive nature of it. But we get kind of empowered by it. We get comfortable with it. We get sort of, what's the word? Like, I feel like we value it. We keep it as precious. That's also that Four of Pentacles energy that should be under this for those of us that are watching this in order. So keeping that in mind, like tempering it with the balance of that Four of Pentacles, I feel like there's definitely a, what's the word? I don't want to say seriousness, but there is a, I feel like this is really important. That's sort of like the nature of the Four of Pentacles coupled with the High Priestess is like, this is no joke. It's sort of what I'm feeling or hearing. Like this should be, the best way I would describe this card is this is the day to have that sort of internal dialogue with ourselves, empowering ourselves to better understand what it is that we want. Holding those secrets close to our heart, but acknowledging them and allowing them to sort of guide us, trusting that intuition and that guidance, but that guidance needs to be coming from within us, right? We're not looking to outside events, we're not looking to outside people, we're not looking even to our, like, to me, I would even say that this is so within us, it's our higher self, not necessarily even our own guides, right? And the idea of that is the sort of, like that Four of Pentacles has that idea of like holding on almost a little bit too tightly. To me, it feels like it's an importance that we need to ground in underneath the intuition that's in this High Priestess, right? We value it, we hold it near and dear to us, we honor it, we give gratitude for it, and we listen to it. It's very important. We also need to remember too with this High Priestess, she is sort of she is definitely empowered, right? So if we maybe feel like we don't have the answers or we don't quite know it yet, we have to start to believe that we will have those answers if we allow them to come, if we honor them and we hold them sort of in a place of gratitude and reverence. I hope that makes sense, guys. And I think that this is sort of leading us towards setting up the foundations of where it is we want to be and honoring that. Because I mean, let's face it, a lot of us aren't in a position right now where we feel that. There's a lot of outside sort of environmental situations that are happening right now that feel outside of everybody's control. So I think this is about us kind of empowering ourselves from within and allowing that to be our guide. All right, let's see what the, okay, beautiful. So this is the High Priest. And it's intend and create. Every time I see this, this looks like a screwdriver to me. Do you see that? A wrench. I don't even know the name of it. Not a screwdriver, but like a wrench. It feels like he's giving the tools for her to work. I love that we have the High Priestess and the High Priest. Like the masculine and the feminine coming together. The crow is facing this falcon, right? This High Priest is facing this High Priestess crow. There is seriously like a dialogue, intend and create, right? In this High Priest card. There is whatever, I'm going to say this, especially with that Four of Pentacles energy underneath this, there is this opportunity for whatever it is that we focus on and we give our sort of attention to, we have the capacity to create in very big ways. There's an honor and a sort of, again, that idea of reverence, that the magnitude of these two cards kind of coming together coupled with that Four of Pentacles underneath speaks to this idea that we need to be aware that we are in charge of where we place our attention. We are in charge of what we choose to focus on. We are in charge in how we believe in ourselves and, you know, what we sort of, what credit we give to ourselves in the creation of the things that we desire, or the goals that we achieve, and what we want. I hope that makes sense, guys. All right, let's go to the grounding stone. I will read these cards to you too. Okay. This is a stone that's in here that's painted by a friend of mine from Mexico. It's create. So we have intend and create in the high priest. Something is going on here. This is about an opportunity to talk to have a dialogue with our higher self, both masculine and feminine aspects. It's about being able to take those the intuition of the high priestess and the action steps of sort of the high priest, and really place those things in front of us and use them intentionally, right? Grounding in the idea of that creation, right, or the ability to create, our own ability to create. Remember, the grounding stone underneath this creation stone is that idea of promise, right? Making a commitment to ourselves or to our world, our environment, for the betterment of that. So grounding in that, and grounding in this idea of creation, what is it that we want? What is it that, and believing that we have sort of intrinsically within us the ability to pursue that. All of the power and intuitive skills are there at our disposal. All right, so let me read the High Priestess to you guys. The High Priestess takes the spark created by the magician and transforms the idea into a tangible reality. Like a shadow passing in the night, her energy is present and can be felt in our gut, but not always seen. Her intuitive powers lie in the spiritual unconscious, allowing the High Priestess to soar back and forth through the veil, bringing with her divine knowledge. Perched on the moon and surrounded by the four suits, your connection with the High Priestess is active at this time and should be utilized. She comes ready to deliver the answers you seek through dreams and symbols. Pay attention, she is with you. Is anything going on with the moon? I just want to make sure. It doesn't look like we're in any weird moon cycles. Let me just see. Because she would also be really moon associated. Let me find High Priest really quick, and I'll check my... Where is High Priest? High Priest 40. So High Priest is intended create. Recognize that you have the power to change your life. Face your fear and align with the light. In many traditions, the High Priest is the physical embodiment of the divine masculine. He acts as a bridge between worlds and is able not only to divine the future, but to help create it too. He may be a leader in his spiritual tradition or in pagan traditions, be second to the High Priestess, but he is always spiritually connected and disciplined, with great respect for his creator and his particular practice. In a reading, this card can represent a spiritual figure, leader, or teacher in your life, or an aspect of your path that has led you to where you are today. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, and it's important for you to know that you are more powerful and connected than you may think. Everything you are giving attention and energy to at this time is creating your way forward. There have been some setbacks, but accept these as experiences that have led you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your spirit. Know that you are being guided by the ancestors to direct your thoughts and energies towards what you want to grow, heal, and expand. And then watch it happen right before your eyes. Guys, this is like a really powerful reading. I mean, I don't even know if I'm doing it justice, but between that and the creation stone and then this promise stone underneath it, it really speaks to this idea that today is a powerful day to connect with ourselves, with our higher selves, and really start to have a conversation with where are we, where are our beliefs at, where's our attention being placed, what are we focusing on, because that's what we're ultimately creating. And then the new moon is on the 19th, which is 2 days away, so I have a feeling that this High Priestess and High Priest coming in 2 days prior to this new moon speaks to this idea of maybe releasing a few things and letting some things go over the next few days to bring about sort of the pursuit of whatever it is that we want by the end of the month. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I do feel like these are, again, like these long-term sort of cards. that is your forecast for the day. I hope it helps. Please leave me a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and we will build upon this. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.